Hello students, welcome to Dr. Ashok Mahadik's lectures, Studies Made Easy. Students, welcome to third lecture of Cost Accounting. Students, we have already started chapter Introduction to Cost Accounting. We will continue the same in this lecture. In this lecture, I will cover following points: essentials of good costing system, cost classification, coding system, and cost accounting standards. Now let us see essentials of a good costing system. Number 1. The costing system which a company wants to install should be comprehensive and informative. Comprehensive in the sense that it should cover all the aspects of the organization and it should provide correct and timely information. Cost effective. The costing system which is going to be implemented in the company should be cost effective. It should not be very expensive. The costing system which is going to be implemented should be simple to understand and use. The costing system should be able to generate accurate information. The costing system which is going to be implemented should have a support from top level. The costing system should be reliable. The information which is going to provide should be accurate and should be able to be depended upon. The information provided by the costing system should be concise in nature. It should not bombard the viewer with a lot of information. The costing system should be well structured. Students, now let us see various bases on which the cost can be classified. The first one is on the basis of behavior. On the basis of behavior, we can classify cost as fixed cost, variable cost, and semi-variable cost. Fixed cost is also called as period cost. Fixed cost remains fixed for a certain period or a level of activity. Say for example, for full year, rent is rupees 1,20,000. So it remains same irrespective of level of output, whether you produce 1,000 units or 10,000 units. The fixed cost or the rent remains the same. As against this, variable cost, as the name suggests, varies. It means it changes with the level of output. For example, raw material. If 1 unit requires 10 rupees of raw material, then if you want to produce 2 units, you will need 20 rupees of raw material. Likewise, as you go on producing more, variable cost will be required more and more. Third is semi-variable cost. This cost is combination of fixed cost and variable cost. Semi-variable cost remains constant or fixed up to a certain level of output. If the production goes beyond that, then the cost starts increasing. A very simple example will be a landline telephone. Up to 1000 calls it may remain same. After 1000 calls it may charge you for additional calls made. Now next basis is function. We can classify cost on the basis of function. First, production cost. Production cost means the cost which is incurred in the process of production. Administration cost. This is also called as office overheads. This includes expenses like salaries, printing and stationery, telephone expense, etc. Selling cost. This includes all the expenses incurred to sell the product. For example, salesman's salary, selling commission, etc. Distribution cost. It means marketing cost. This may include advertisement expense, distribution expense, etc. Research and development cost. This is a unique cost which is incurred by production companies. Cost can also be classified on the basis of time. Historical cost. These are the actual costs which are incurred for producing goods and services. These are also the costs which are incurred for purchasing assets. Historical costs are recorded after they are incurred. Predetermined cost. These are future costs which are determined on the basis of estimates or standards. The standards or estimates are dependent upon the past experience. When we say standards, that is a limit which we set for ourselves that we should not go beyond this cost, whereas estimates means predicting future cost based on our past experience. Cost can also be classified on the basis of elements. The most important element in any product is material. The material cost can be calculated by using the formula opening stock add purchase add expense on purchase minus closing stock of material. Next element of cost is labor. Labor cost is the amount paid to the workers. Overheads. Overheads means expenses incurred on administration, selling and finance. On the basis of cost centers and structure, the cost can be classified as follows. First, prime cost. Prime cost is most important cost, or rather essential cost. This includes all variable costs such as material, labor and direct expenses. Works cost. Works cost is also called as factory cost. This includes prime cost plus factory overheads. Cost of production. Cost of production includes prime cost plus factory overheads plus office overheads. Cost of goods sold. This includes cost of production plus cost of opening stock of goods minus closing stock of goods. Cost of sales is also called as total cost. This includes all the costs, that is primary cost plus production overheads plus office overheads plus selling and distribution overheads. Thank you students for watching this video. Students, if you have liked today's video, click like button and don't forget to subscribe the channel. If you click the bell icon, you will get the early notification for my videos. Students, if you have any doubts or queries regarding today's video, do message us on our official Instagram account. The link is given below in the description. So students, we will meet in the next lecture. Thank you.